Hi everybody, we are back to the asylum, back to the craziness, back to the supposed 10 days worth of construction. Yeah, sure. Anyways, we're back. We're here. We're gonna figure out what to do. I don't know what we're supposed to be doing. Okay. I got the I don't need to go back to the dude, right? I got the thing. Right? Right, yeah, he drew the symbol. Bertrand had drawn a strange pattern on the floor. I felt like I had seen it before, and while it was simple drawing, and now we're in a different hour. I bet you we're in a different hour now. So let's try to go upstairs, because we're in a different hour block. It is 2 in the morning? 1 in the morning now? I think you go to like 6 or 7 a.m. Are you proud of yourself? Are you proud? Out here? Hi, Karen. How are you? I saw that thing of lightning that you showed the video of. Holy guacamole. Okay, we're up here. Can we go up here now? No. That seemed to be Lenny's car. Okay, so he wasn't... Okay, we are... So, yeah, it's like 1 or 2. So... Okay. So he's still doing the corridors for a bit. Has tacos and isn't sharing. There's nothing to share. It's all gone. I'm not gonna be shamed for having food, okay? I don't have very much food in the house right now, so I'm not gonna be shamed for it. Hawthorne's office. Oh, we have the key now. No, that's Hanwell. Hawthorne's is downstairs, right? My keys seem to... Okay, maybe I'm gonna go... Am I losing it? Yeah, we had tacos that we had at the house. We had leftover supplies and used it to make... We don't have very much groceries right now, so... we used some leftover supplies. Where did she go? Mostly uninteresting doodles that Julia had probably drawn while bored. Better call Jerry. Ah! Those folders were of no interest to me. Yeah, none of that is anything important. I was sure that the classic model used by the frame provider. Yeah. I don't think there's anything else, right? To be honest, Julia didn't have the best taste in clothing. Wow. Okay. Okay, so next one. Okay, there we go. Thanks to Lenny, I had access to Hawthorne's office. Okay, this is what we have to do next. As if to foreshadow hideous revelations waiting inside, the first drops of rain began to fall when I trespassed into Dr. Hawthorne's office. It seemed like no one else had been there in a long, long time. Interesting. An antique sofa which conferred a sense of importance, matching the sober decorations in the room. The ocean still loomed outside, its hypnotic ebb and flow presaging further horrors, I think is what it said. I did that one wrong. Do a still chat. So you mean to tell me that the irresponsible secretary that lets strange men wander around Derek Mental Asylum in the dead of night has abandoned her post? Dr. Ellis Hawthorne, psychiatrist, one thing was certain: he had an impressive career in his field. He did. He did. Okay. Nothing there. Oh. Books on medicine and, unsurprisingly, psychiatry. Okay, interesting. Like an old medical one. Okay. Here we go. Confrontation of the psychiatric. Lord, I can talk today. No record of the venerable Hanwell Mental Institute would be complete without an account of Dr. Ellis Hawthorne, companion, trusted associate, and loyal confidant of Walter Hanwell. Dr. Hawthorne's abrupt addition to the staff at the esteemed mental hospital was not without its share of controversy. He was an inscrutable character who, to the astonishment of many, quickly joined the highest ranks of the personnel list, skipping over roles held by established and arguably more qualified colleagues in the process. Dr. Hawthorne's accomplishments in the field of mental health are, for a noteworthy position, meager at best. He rose to a certain level of public regard thanks to his imposing personality and stern countenance, rather than the distinct achievements, as he had a formidable presence that allowed him to immediately command the attention of everyone in the room simply by entering it. His signature neat black suit, paired with his cold, guileful gaze, inspired equal measures of respect and fear in his peers. Rumors among those who were acquainted with the Institute's founder insinuate that Walter Hanwell's seemingly friendly, almost fatherly demeanor worked against him when it came to achieving his own ardent goals. It is speculated that this is the reason he chose to partner with Dr. Hawthorne, who soon proved to have more manipulative, ruthless ways of managing Hanwell Mental Institute. Over time, the grisly details of Dr. Hawthorne's practices began to surface. Many colleagues were horrified, others who knew him well, less so. Testimonies hold that Hawthorne often engaged in heated quarrels with other staff members at the Institute. Nurses who chose to remain anonymous claimed that medical instruments previously thought to be lost would appear scattered around his office. While it's not unusual for a physician to work with dangerous tools, such as scissors and scalpels, it is far from common to find them mishandled in an unsterilized environment. Nonetheless, his particular form of misconduct in Dr. Hawthorne's career could not be confirmed, and it was dismissed as malicious gossip from disgruntled employees. Dubious stories of patients secretly taken to his office late at night have not been verified either. Ooh, he out there doing the bad. He doing the big bad. Should I move you guys? I mean, it's not really super important, but I might move you guys over here. I might move you guys over there for a little bit. Sorry, I kind of moved you like that. I know the ground kind of shook for a minute, but we're just gonna move you there for a moment. What? Change? Okay, God. Anyways. I'm not prepared for change. The fireplace was in fairly good shape, but considering the thick layer of dust, it had been years since the fire had burned in it. I don't like this. Put us back. You want to put you back? I just figured the notifications go in that. I mean, I could put you guys back. I know it was kind of scary being moved like that. Interesting. Put me back. Hold on, I can put you back. Hold on. Okay, we'll put you back. Right there. There we go. You're back. You're safe. You're locked in. My safe corner. The safety corner. I'm afraid my colleague Anne has elected to take the inferior direction in her career. I try to be open-minded while considering new ideas, but my goodwill doesn't extend so far as resorting to shortcuts when it comes to the advancement of the healing arts. As much as I can fathom the notion of an integral approach contemplating the impact of our emotions on our behavior, biology is definite. Our physical body reacts to physical impulses. We could spend ages assessing the mind's response to kind words, but ultimately it's the configuration of our phenotypes that matters. One cannot possibly identify a subcortical disorder by means of a conversation. The direct stimulus of cells will always secure the path to success when dealing with an obvious alteration to the brain. Yet, Eberspacher? I remember how he says it, insists on her holistic approach, which inevitably devolves into a waste of our time. Our society is crumbling, swift action is necessary, and in the case of the establishment, we are also spending valuable resources which are dwindling every day on her theories. Since I was hired at Hamel Mental Institute, I've had the good fortune to work with various unique patients, investing a great deal of time in learning about their issues. Many of these are behavioral complications deeply rooted in their minds without a clear solution. Miserable subjects exhibiting a debased attitude who couldn't possibly fit into the world of civilized men. I find value in dedicating efforts to those without real hope. Patients unable to produce a single neurotransmission that results in a meaningful stream of thought productive to society, but phony misfits who merely demand attention, the paranoid, the lonely, who mistakenly confuse the cacophony of a modern life assaulting our senses each day with an actual mental problems. Eberspacher can fritter her hours away as much as she wants. My issue is the money involved. In the end, our existence is a biological accident. It's the glorious expression of our genetic material that confers meaning to our lives, and the only tried and proven way to deal with the ailments of our bodies is via the practice of standard medicine, and thus a shattered brain can only be fixed by physical means. Interesting. So he doesn't believe any sort of therapy works, unless it's physical therapy on the brain, which is more like messing with the brain. Some say he could possibly be insane in the membrane. It was a selection of books on philosophy. Dr. Hawthorne seemed to have many interests. Also, that was a joke for everybody that wants to have a little joke there. Okay, let's take this reel. Take this key. If Lenny was right, this is the key to the director's office, which was now in my power. More reading. But we laughed. We better have. Whereas I am about recording such notes on paper, Walter insists that we thoroughly document these experiments for the benefit of our research. It's true that the process of writing in a journal allows one to more efficiently collect thoughts and ideas to make sense out of them. However, I'll have to strengthen security measures to begin with. I've asked janitorial staff to refrain from cleaning my office. At first, we tried straightforward questions. What did they see? Could they hear any sounds? How large is the chamber? Yet they seem to have no recollection of the encounter. Next, we followed with a set of more specific inquiries. What is the being inhabiting that chamber? Does it look like an animal? Does it look like an animal? Can you describe its shape? Did it move? Nothing worked. Their minds are completely blank, as if that moment was erased from their memories. However, there is no question that whatever happens inside that chamber provokes a severe reaction in them. The procedure is rudimentary, to say the least, but effective. We tie a rope around each patient's waist and push them inside, resisting the temptation to gaze beyond the threshold with all our might. It's hard to tell from our vantage point next to the doorway what transpires in the interior, but we don't sense any movement. Apparently, the patients remain still or are paralyzed even. After a few minutes, we firmly pull the rope and haul them out. Bruises are inevitable as they hit the ground, but there's no better way of doing this. They don't react to any stimulation while in that chamber. Walter then uses the device to lock that strange door. He's far more knowledgeable than me on such esoteric matters. We believe that the patients experienced an unbearable fear. Our initial guess is that they were becoming paralyzed was correct after all. It's like they shut down in the presence of the blasphemous form before them. The human brain is such a marvelous organ. Even their deeply damaged minds react to protect them when they are in danger. As we drag them out of that ancient room, we can discern an expression of absolute dread on their faces. Insane or not, human emotions are still the same, yet they return to their old selves shortly afterwards, as we drive them back upstairs. I now understand what we must do. The goal is to instill fear. Their minds are clearly processing the visual information. The theory is that if we are able to reproduce the conditions of the encounter, we should be able to recover details about it. Even if one patient is unable to describe it all, we could piece together a more accurate picture from multiple recollections. Our current approach is savage. We subject them to extreme situations in hopes of prompting a reaction. I'm not proud of the blatantly beating someone like some goon, but the promise of knowledge of the purpose concealed in that chamber is too powerful and supersedes my dignity. However, these methods aren't working. They react to pain, they cry, they scream, but they don't do anything else. It's not true fear. We are not replicating the conditions well enough. This afternoon, I spoke with Eberspacher about the regression she's observing in Group E. Of course, I had to play the fool, but her insistent babbling formed an idea in my mind. For instance, H has pyrophobia. The mere thought of fire, or talking about it, makes him tremble in fear. Eberspacher recalled an instance during one of her therapy sessions with patiently casually says up a rant about firefighters, and H instantly became agitated, tears rolling down his face. Following this revelation, I took him to the boiler room. The incandescent red glow from the incinerators, the shadows flickering on the walls, and the intense heat emitting from every corner in the room caused a wild reaction in him. I proceeded to question him about the encounter, and finally an actual detail emerged. He simply said, "Big, but it's not enough. More simulation is required." Further efforts have involved more extreme measures. Simply placing the gas burner in front of him provoked a state of shock, not unlike what we surmise occurs within the walls of that room. Poor soul, H can't grasp that the industrial incinerator is far more dangerous than a small laboratory burner, but who am I to judge his emotions? However, the state of fear wouldn't allow me to press on. He didn't respond to any inquiries. He just kept silently staring at the flame, so I moved the burner closer to his chest. Leveraging their fears is indeed the key. We managed to obtain much more information for these new sessions than from all our previous efforts. A picture is beginning to form. Yeah, this hospital is a bad place. GC Afraid of Dark, LH Brittle Bones, RV Sexual Denigration. Well, that's awful.
This is the next subject. Yes, we may proceed. Leave it to me. Hello, Leonard. Do you remember me? I'm Dr. Hawthorne.
What do you want?
Well, you may not remember this, but yesterday you went inside a place, a big room. We need to know what happened in there. What did you see?
I don't remember.
You need to make a big effort to remember, Lenny, or unpleasant things may happen.
There was a tunnel, but not ours. Things looked different. The smell, oh, such a bad smell. And then, no.
What happened next, Lenny?
At the end of the tunnel, I entered a room. Oh, my head was in pain. So much pain.
Describe that room for me.
I don't want to go back. I don't want to remember.
Describe that room. Now.
It's so large. The walls are strange, with shapes I've never seen, and there's a glow everywhere. And in the center,
What is at the center of the room?
no!
What did you see?
My head is pounding.
Think. Think. Remember.
No, 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 no.
You must remember, Lenny, for our sakes. What did you see in the room? I'll turn off the recorder until he's ready to speak again.
Well, that's awful. So wait, what is Lenny afraid of? Hold on. Brittle bones. So Lenny has brittle bones. Someone's afraid of the dark. The girl, obviously, because she was terrible word, and I don't know who BL is. Okay, makes sense. Oh, Bernard. That was Bernard. Okay. They tortured poor Lenny to get information. Yeah, I'm not surprised either. Where did she go? I feel like something bad has happened to her. Ooh, it's nice out here. It could be. We're still not sure. Like, it seems to be that there's something. Oh, there's lightning. Oh, God, I love it so much. It seems to be that there's something below that's making them scared. And they were lightning. Yeah, sorry, Sharon. I know you just had a moment earlier today. Now it's 2 a.m. At last I found myself at the heart of the Institute, the director's office. Was I going to find inside the answers I was desperately seeking? Oh. I see you have the artwork in here. Did they try to pop a pimple? Okay. The switch did not work. Ah, well, can't blame me for trying. Rector seemed to have a captivating collection of art. An elegant urn, which hopefully didn't contain any sort of cremated remains. Striking paintings decorated the wall of this office. Oh my God. Walter Hanwell. This is what you looked like? Oh, okay. The elegant fireplace was a neat match for the style of the room. Okay. It's a lot of, must have been quite the honor to display all these framed diplomas. Dang, that's a lot of diplomas. I only got the one. Well, technically two if you count high school, but. Art's collection of books mostly focus on the topics of surgery and psychiatry. Ooh, the human. Oh, that's a cool picture. I like that a lot. The human mind. I make out what these jars were filled with, or why they were in his office in the first place. A decoration made of marble crowned this shelf. Ladder? Tall ladder used for reaching books in the upper shelves of this private library. Director seemed to keep his belongings neat and organized. A cozy coffee table decorated the corner of the office. Okay. I paid a lot of money, did the things, they gave me papers. Exactly. Wait, open these? It may have been the painting of a renowned artist, but it felt like the sadistic act of torture. Yeah, it kind of... The guy looks too happy to be, like, popping this dude's pimple. It's kind of rude. What a very nice chair. Okay. Have many things to look at? That makes sense. I have a fireproof box that has like a bunch of my important stuff in it. And an old book covered in dust. I was like, that's nice. Okay. My esteemed colleague, I received news of your current line of research. What a remarkable find. To think you chose to erect the building in that particular spot. Without a doubt, the Moray have guided your way. See if you can locate in your local library a copy of the Scolix Vellum, an ancient manuscript by an anonymous author, which presents an alternate configuration of the constellations, one deemed too profane by the would-be astronomers of his age. It's a fascinating read that you'll find an exceptional interest, and I believe it will also assist you in making sense of your fortuitous discovery. Yours respectfully, A.M. Our reading is fundamental. Yeah. I totally get it. Ambrose, I must hastily write this letter to you, as an unexpected turn of events may have hampered the long-awaited resolution of our work. The book you recommended did indeed provide the means to understanding those primordial arrangements. Ambrose, we unlocked it. What an extraordinary document, so precise. What seemed to be inside, I can't elaborate further, and couldn't even if I tried my best, but I'm penning the extensive notes for posterity. We must act quickly. There is a plan in motion, so to speak, and it's far from the scholarly treatment this immensely overdue encounter deserves, but circumstances are acting against us. We need visual information that few human beings are able to provide. However, as you rightfully said yourself, Providence is on our side. He didn't finish. Interesting. Old pens of no use to me. Okay. Seemed like a fine and expensive ink bottle. The director of the institute seemed to like handwriting. The vision of Walter Hanwell. The Hanwell Mental Institute was founded by Dr. Walter Hanwell, whose remarkable knowledge in the field of mental health care shaped the philosophy and forward-thinking nature of an establishment. As a young and promising general surgeon, he became fascinated with how mental illness worked, and firmly pursued the goal of understanding the intricacies of insanity. Dr. Hanwell actively encouraged colleagues and contemporaries in their study of mental pathologies, earning him the reputation of the benefactor of the insane. His strong legacy in the subjects of psychology and medicine permeates every room in the Institute. Dr. Hanwell was also known for his open mind when it came to the application of experimental psychiatry, surgery, and more enigmatic forms of alternate medicine. One of Hanwell's greatest contributions to the field was the creation of Strab, an ingenious contraption for probing brain tumors, which was discussed later in this article. While this wondrous machine showed promise, it was developed too late for its time. He invented the Strab just before the dawn of new technological era in which proliferation of the far less intrusive magnetic resonance imaging used for the detection of brain tumors pushed it all too quickly into obsolescence. Walter Hanwell's approach to mental health care was not without its share of controversy. However, he was known for adopting a mindset strongly focused on achieving fast results, disregarding established ethical standards in the process. One example of this was his blithe attitude towards conducting experiments on live animals, a practice already rejected among his peers. An anecdote in the Annals of Hanwell Mental Institute history describes a shipment of foul-smelling rats transported to the premises for this gruesome purpose. In later years, Dr. Hanwell's interest shifted towards more holistic, perhaps even spiritual methods for uncovering the secrets of the mind. Ink balls, I know, right? Oh. A bunch of pencils scattered in the drawer. I was expecting some, like, stogies, you know? Oh. They looked like ordinary annotations. Anything else besides that? I know I need to read that. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. We prepared to delve deeper into the tunnel. Ellis had a few words with the security staff, playing the bad cop as usual and warning them about patients often going missing, while I returned them to their cells. Afterwards, as things went quiet, we grabbed a lantern each and scouted out the regions beyond the crevice. The smell was nearly unbearable as we traversed the tunnels. I could recognize the handiwork of our motley crew in carving out the walls, but suddenly the shape, or rather texture, of the tunnel began to change. It was still man-made, dare I say, but yet different. Clearly the result of more crude tools. The rocks had developed a shiny, slippery surface massaged with a history of who knows how many countless centuries, millennia. As we stepped forward, we noticed curious patterns on the stone walls and objects such as pots, effigies, and other fragments scattered on the ground, which were covered by a layer of spongy moss. Somehow, a whole ecosystem had survived within these underground prehistoric walls. I pondered the deeper secrets that could be concealed within the bowels of the towering cliff. When I grabbed one of the items on the floor, my eyes were dazzled by the craftsmanship unlike anything I've seen in my life. Not even in specialized publications or museums, it felt strangely alien, with hints of human crafting, yet at the same time, it was not quite human. When I showed a weird sculpture to Ellis, he seemed more excited than I expected and urged me to move forward. We resolved to move these fascinating objects to a location where we could properly research them. We both agreed that the third floor of the hospital, currently in disuse, would be a suitable spot. Needless to say, there was mutual agreement to keep this find from the rest of the staff. The continued investigation of these newfound underground tunnels is far more important than the remodeling of the building. Ellis warned me about expenses and such, but I dismissed this such mundane considerations. Words were enough to convey my excitement. My hands were shaking with adrenaline as I transcribed this account. What we found at the end of that tunnel, it is beyond our comprehension, an ultimate glorious secret right here beneath us. Ellis, impetuous as he is, motioned for us to go in, but I caught a glimpse of his presence, which was enough to paralyze my body and mind for what seemed like an eternity. Yet a fleeting moment must have passed as I grabbed Ellis' arm and ordered him to stop. We cannot go in. Our rational minds wouldn't be able to stand it. The same patients from Group B, as before, are the key to making progress. It's nothing short of a miracle that our own financial woes prompted us to resort to using our own patients to conduct the work rather than professional construction crew. The patients have no idea what we found, and even if they spoke out, who would believe them? Tunnels, weird smells, strange artifacts, and ideas forming in my head. I'm sure Ellis will agree. It turns out the figures are more useful than we thought. They've helped him come closer to the entity. I've no other words to describe him now. No rational mind can withstand his sight. After all, what do we know about reality? It's merely electric impulses traversing our neurons. But if it's an alien being operates beyond the limits of our comprehension, these impulses would fry our brains, unless our minds aren't operating correctly to begin with. They are indeed able to visualize something we couldn't possibly process with our sane minds. The fear they experience when they enter that chamber is evidently unbearable according to their own testimonies, yet worse than long-standing fears for their own past. Yet, something sticks in their damaged brains. We are unable to recover that information unless we somehow reproduce the same emotional conditions as those the patients had upon entering the chamber. So far, we've been able to recover one piece of knowledge from each one by stimulating them with the experience their past fears using various methods. If we put everything together, then maybe, an unexpected turn of events, all patients presented to the entity have developed an anomaly. Something physical has changed in them. As far as we can tell, they're all developing brain tumors. Why is this happening? We can only guess, but the evidence is unquestionable. It is even their damaged minds can't withstand the glorious sight of being... Oh my god, sorry. Of being underneath, or is there a deeper meaning behind this alteration of their physiognomies? I don't know if I'm saying that right. We have no choice but to further investigate these tumors, yet we cannot do it alone. The extracted tissues must be subject to a standard procedure and thus thoroughly analyzed by our pathologist. For obvious reasons, the source and the nature of the masses can't be disclosed. We can't just drop them on their tables either, as questions would be asked. It's a blessing as it is that the strab is working properly and leaves no scar, but we can't push our luck. Eberspacher is growing suspicious. We toyed around with the idea of firing her, but that might draw attention that we can't afford right now. Ellis had the brilliant idea of stimulating tumor growth in the same rodents already assigned to oncology. It's another fortunate coincidence that they're genetically similar enough to humans. Soon they will be studied and we'll get the information we desperately need. Ellis will take note of the identification tag and watch the team closely. We established that for a tumor to manifest, one must remain in his presence for a certain period of time. Still, I have asked Ellis to subject me to a brain biopsy after my fleeting glimpse of those unfathomable shapes during our first time in that tunnel, just to be sure I'm safe. Something isn't right. The patients, they're acting differently. It's difficult to pinpoint in what manner. They simply don't feel the same. Last night, H was found lost in the basement, and we didn't take him there. Also, L is known to experience absent seizures, but today I just observed him in the yard, and he spent many hours just staring at the ground below him. They act as if, no, they can't be. Why would they? We must do something, and soon. Eberspacher is bound to notice. I'll have Ellis recommend shock therapy in the case of L. We'll risk an upward, but there's no other option. Dang. My worst fears have been confirmed. There's possibly something wrong inside me. Yet, if that was the case, was there any solution at my disposal? My first step was to confirm if the tumor was real. Probably because of the reaction. So, when they built, we're having multiple timelines right now. So him talking about this was previous, before the place shut down. Then the place shut down, the patients all went away, and now the place is opening back up and some of the patients are coming back. So, this guy is gone. I think he's gone. MRIs exist. But I think it's like multiple timelines, kind of. Like, we're hearing about things that happened in the past to this character, and then we're also hearing about things that are going on now. I think the timeline is a little funky. I'd be scared about this place's MRI machine. I had to have an MRI. That was spooky. So I know I need to go to the machine. I'm gonna go to that fountain really quick. Oh no, not a poor kitty. Yeah, so when I had mine, they only had to do my head, so that was nice. I mean, most of my body went in, obviously. But when I had to have mine, my brain doctor, no, I know you won't. I'm just saying, poor kitty. Kitty just wants to love. My brain doctor was like, hey, you're gonna have an MRI. Like, how are you feeling about that? And I was like, I don't know. I'm pretty heckin' anxious about it. Sorry, I'm gonna go to this side. Just as they would restore it. Okay, I was just gonna see if maybe they'd say anything or... Okay, never mind. Okay, anyway. So yeah, my doctor was like, how do you do this in closed spaces? And I was like, I don't know. And so she gave me, what was it? It was like a Valium or something. I don't know if it was Valium. It was something like that. And she's like, take it 15 minutes before you go to get the MRI. And I was like, okay. So I went to the scheduled MRI, took the thing 15 minutes before, and I was like still super nervous. Because, you know, I have terrible anxiety, so my brain is like thinking all these terrible things are gonna happen. Like, I don't have like any tattoos, I have no metal in my body, but my brain is like, you've got metal in your body and it's gonna blow out of your body in the machine and you'll die, you know, all this stuff, because my brain is just hyperactive and thinking everything's wrong with me. And of course that didn't happen, but the nice MRI technician was possibly the nice MRI technician was like, hey, like, how you feel about this? I'm like, I'm scared. And he was like super nice. He's like, hey, I'm gonna put these headphones in, I'm gonna put a towel over your head so that you don't have to look. If you want to look, it's fine, but you gotta go in and you're gonna get kind of squeezed a little bit, And I was like, okay. And he put the headphones or the earplugs really deep into my ears, which really helped because that thing is loud. And it's funny because somebody told me it would sound like a rock concert. And as I was in there, it was like, do, do, do. I was like, oh yeah, it kind of does sound like a rock concert. Like, this is really cool. But I got in and it like squeezed me because you have to kind of squeeze you together and stuff like that. And like that kind of helped, like feel kind of like a hug. And I could see out the bottom. So that helped a lot too. And so I had my eyes closed for like a good chunk of it. And then I opened them like near the end. And I was kind of like looking around. And it was not super bad for me, but I think the medicine had probably kicked in too. But my hospital is really cool. It had fishies everywhere. So when you were in there, it had like big fish murals and stuff, and it was so calming. It was chilly though. Ooh, I was just in my like literal undies, some hospital socks, like no bra and the gown, and it was chilly. I was cold. Oh my god. Yeah, it wasn't terrible. It definitely was. I was thinking it was gonna be worse than it was, so I was happy it wasn't. I'm not raring to go in again, but you know. I think it was just on the inside. It was like rotating around my head and stuff. I have my eyes covered before entering the machine. These do. Headphones have a radio connected. Yeah, why are the gowns always too short, too thin? Yeah, and like, I have like, not to be crude, but I have a large upper area. And so I have to have no bra on because I think my bra had metal in it just in case. Probably was fine, but it was a little uncomfortable. I know, yeah, I got a new chatbot, so now Fury does show up. Yeah, he didn't put headphones in, he put like earplugs in, which is fine. I don't mind the noise. The noise is fine. Like, it's loud, but I don't mind the noise. It was just like, I was just scared I was gonna have metal come shooting out of my body or something. Yeah. Cause like, you know, yeah, anyway, yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. Anyway, sorry. I just wanted to talk about my experience. I could have possibly fallen asleep, but I worried too much. This is terrible. Ooh! Ooh! Needed to tissue set. Okay, so okay, where is it in here? No? Where is it? Yeah, there was a lot of lights, so I was kind of lucky, I guess. Is it up here? Where is it? Yeah, in my MRI there was a lot of lights, so. And no gremlins in the machine. Yeah, exactly. Did I not get it? Oh. That wasn't going to help me get some of the fluid. Oh, the syringe. The syringe was filled with sedative. I needed to clean it first. Oh, my bad. Carefully, I cleaned the syringe as best I could. Wash it with that lead water. Hell yeah. Yeah, so this is just trying to get supposedly... So this thing essentially is like going into the brain and like taking a sample. I repulsed to realize this has come from my head. So now... it should be... in this? But I already had the sample with me. Oh, my bad. Okay, my bad. Lord. I need to put the slide in. Yeah, it's fine. This is safe. Throw the glass slide into the microscope. Yeah, we'll just give him some razor blades. Nothing of note. Okay, thanks. Something was missing. Oh my god. Okay. 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 Something with... what? Hold on. Yeah, like a parasite, right? It's just clean, ready for another use. Okay. Glass slide has a sample from my brain biopsy. Okay, hold on. Maybe I... hold on. Do I need to do anything here? Nothing here. I can grab this again. I don't need to grab this. Yeah, there's like a thing here. Sup? Something was missing, so I took the glass. Okay. What could possibly be missing? Do I need to... okay, hold on. Had to be a brain tissue containing a sample of the brain tumor somewhere. Oh! I need to go back to the museum. So I have to compare. I understand now. I think. I know, right? I'm walking around for 6 hours at this point. Label red, okay. On this label, it said, I think it's this one. Okay. So Ryan's probably here again. So, we were formerly a patient of this area. Of this institute. There was no need to grab these feeble tweezers at present. What was I going to... okay. Okay, anyway, sorry. We were previously a patient here. we came back to try to figure out, we thought this place was abandoned. We came back to try to figure out what had happened to us. As we came back to figure out what had happened to us, we found out that the asylum had been abandoned, and then now it was being renovated. It was now open, quote unquote, again, and being renovated. We found out that previous patients from the asylum before were coming back to this one, and that they were going to use this place again to house people that needed it. Upon arriving, we were like, hey, we need to figure out like our past. We're gonna snoop around essentially. And they were like, okay. That's pretty much it. Sure. Placing the glass slide to pick up samples. Okay. Maybe I put the glass slide down. Okay, I put the glass slide down. Take this. No need to grab. Okay, maybe I need to grab the syringe. No. Why would I want to pour this? Okay. See, I just don't know. This is going on YouTube. I was just talking about this earlier. I have uploaded the entirety of the first Shivers game, and I'll be uploading this obviously, and then I'll upload the second Shivers game when we finish playing it. Oh, me too. I love those Chinese restaurant donuts. They're just super good. Listen, we all mention food during stream, okay? It's a thing. We do it. Yes, donuts are wonderful. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Okay, not that. Won't let me use that. Can I please? I feel like... Not that. Not that. Oh my... Thank you, Taryn. I have the big preach for you. Preach is in the exhibit. I should probably grab this too. Take back the slide. Okay. Do I need to go? I'm assuming that's got samples. They did say the rats, but they're all dead, right? I need to remember that. I need to remember that recipe. If only there was a place to go to get this. I know, right? Wait, laboratory, here. I know they said that they put the rats in it, but they don't. Oh, the dude's gone! I want to see what he's working on. Dr. Miller was no longer working in the laboratory. Where had he gone? Okay, I get it. Thank you. Can I not? Aw, I can't get over there? Rude. Okay. I'm gonna look at these rats. That wouldn't help me open the cage. But wouldn't this destroy? Let me try it. Oh, okay. Never mind. Do I? Ah! This seemed to be the metal tag T48. Okay. Do I need to... Oh, okay. Lives in the middle of nowhere with her husband, useless bag. But creepy stuff happens in nowhere. It's up to Courage to save his new home. Yeah, like I said, I was just gonna try... Okay, whatever. I was maybe thinking I could get a sample from the rat. I'm thinking of things way more complicated than they are. So 48 is this one. Sorry, not this label. Okay, so... Okay. I carefully took the tissue sample and placed it on the glass slide. Thank goodness. At last, I had both samples ready to compare. Thank goodness. I don't know why you keep leaving the tweezers. Take the tweezers with you at this point. Of course we're nerds. Ma'am, this is Wendy. Yeah, exactly. Dude, is she I don't think she's okay, but... Evening dark. Yeah, she was one of the patients that came in after a terrible, horrible thing happened to her, and that terrible, horrible thing left her pregnant. And one of the notes said that when she'd have fits, she'd beat on her stomach to try to get rid of it, because she thought it was the spawn of Satan. Glass slide into the microscope. Okay, let's take a gander. Okay, there's that. So it's the same thing. So he has a tumor in his head, which sucks. Circle? Break the microscope. I mean, I get it. I'd be angry too. I couldn't believe it. I had confirmed what I feared the most. Nested deep inside my brain, the unspeakable tumor, the source of my visions, and possibly the end of my sanity. Okay. You doing okay there? It's real. Okay, so that'll be downstairs. There's a lot of blood in this room, I'm realizing now. Misread Squidward. Oh no! Oh! She cut it out. Yeah, this is the wrong room. That's terrible. I can only imagine. I was going to eat more beef bites. Yeah, no. I don't want to eat anything while we're doing this. Okay, the therapy is downstairs, right? I think it's downstairs. No, I think they were screaming because she was eating it. It looked like she was chomping on the baby. it's this way, right? Cairn!
Careful, the artifact.
I'm so sorry, Dark. There's things going on. Sorry, hold on, my mouse is not working fully. Oh, there we go. No, 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 no. Okay. Because Lenny retrieved the item in the basement. During this episode. So Lenny's upstairs. Okay. I'm so sorry. Unfortunately, yeah, the game is, yeah, good thing we're in an asylum. Hey, listen! Hey, I also like to record my crimes. But hey, listen! We're in an asylum that supposedly is going to be renovated in 10 days. You can just wait 10 days to be cured of what's going on. You know what I mean? That'll be fine. Boarded and claustrophobic. No thanks. Trust my ex. That's what I was saying. I think I'd like a Frosty too. Ooh, a Frosty would be nice. I have stuff to make s'mores. I'm gonna make some s'mores later. Sorry, that was my mouse disconnecting and reconnecting. I made a barbecue chicken wrap with romaine. Ooh, that does sound nice. Do they have cookie? Hi, Lenny! Theater must have been charming in its old days. Now it was pitiful and dirty. The once classy chandelier was now a sorry feature of the theater. It didn't need to rest. Besides, those chairs seemed like they were about to fall apart. Is that popcorn or is that teeth? I'm scared either way. Patients used to be encouraged to participate in improvised plays. Art is good for the mind, the nurses said. The ceiling had collapsed, rendering a good chunk of the theater useless. I'll talk to you in a second, Lenny, okay? Yeah, in and out is absurd wait time, and it's not as good. It's good, but it's not like a deadly event, which hopefully didn't end in tragedy. Oh, let's learn a little bit about Lenny before we talk to him. It's okay. You don't need in and out. It's not so crazy. Okay. 37. Condition stable. Block mail wing. First floor. Cell 105A. Therapy group E. Profiled. Leonard Huntings, or Lenny, as he's widely referred to by his peers and many staff members in the Institute, is one of the friendliest and most helpful patients currently admitted. He is very slim and has an unhealthy-looking countenance. In fact, there has been many times at which other patients thought they were seeing a ghost as Huntings was found wandering around the hospital, his striking white-skinned torso naked, ribs protruding out of his chest. Hunting's manners are polite and gentle. He speaks softly and often stammers. His hopelessly melancholic visage demands sympathy. He rarely gets into trouble, and in fact, his agreeable behavior has earned him such privileged status among his peers that staff are allowed him to perform daily maintenance tasks, turning Huntings into one of the most valued patients in our facility. Regrettably, he suffers from a crippling case of myelodysplastic syndrome and has devolved into leukemia, severely weakening his bone structure. Aw, poor Lenny. It's not so bad, yeah. Most place of crystals. God, crystals takes me back. When I lived in Denver for a little bit, they had White Castle, which is like similar to crystals. Like it's the same like little square thing. And I was like, oh, it's like crystals. And they're like, no, it's White Castle. I'm like, and it feels like the same thing. Anyway. Lenny is very, we just found out about his medical history. He's very nice, he's very polite, he's helpful, but he has a very bad bone disease and possibly leukemia.
Lenny, what are you doing here?
I'm watching the show.
Show? What? Oh.
Why don't you sit with me and we can watch it together? It's very entertaining.
Lenny, please, you must listen to me. I have the tumor. I think you have it too, and Bertrand. We all do. Everyone in Group E.
Leave!
I don't want to talk about that now.
But Lenny...
Maybe it's good if we don't remember. If I was in pain, I wouldn't want to remember. I'd prefer to be happy, like I am now.
My visions are getting worse. You will have them too.
Why are you doing this?
Because I need to know, Leonard. I can't afford to lose my mind again. I want to remain in control.
100 bits. That's me.
Oh, this next part is fun.
Thank you, Neve. I appreciate you. My gosh. Hi guys. Hello. Thank you, Neve. How are you? How is your stream? I hope you're doing well. For those that aren't aware, I'm going to do this really quick. I know I'm recording, but those that aren't aware, my good friend Neve streams, and he's a goober. And if anybody wants to go follow him, they totally can because he's wonderful. I'm glad you had fun. Okay, anyways. Go back into this. Boop.
Lenny, do you remember seeing...
He is a goofy goober.
A red symbol. Like a circle with...
No! Stay away!
What?
Don't go there! That symbol means bad things. The pain.
All right, Lenny. No more talk about the symbol.
You get so sleepy, that's fair. But it's okay, though.
Lenny, what did they do to you? I listened to a recording. It was horrible.
Yes. Now you know.
But why?
I guess sometimes people are just mean.
Oh, Lenny.
That may be true, but there's got to be more to this. They wanted information from you. What was it?
I can't. Please, I'm too weak. You must keep looking on your own. There's something down below that they want. Only we can see it.
Who's we, Lenny?
People with mind problems?
Okay.
Those maniacs tortured us in the worst imaginable way, Lenny, leveraging our deepest fears for their own gain.
Yes. It was different for each one of us. We were scared when the burly man appeared with new burn marks. We rejected him, but then it started happening to the rest of us.
Lenny, what did they do to you?
Since I was young, my body has been weak. I move slowly because I'm afraid to.
I'm not being mean to Lenny.
Break
I would
something?
never.
Oh no. Did they?
Yes. They broke me. That's the pain.
What the hell is wrong with this place?
What is your worst fear?
My worst fear? My fear. I'm terrified of losing control, Lenny. I must know that I'm in control of my own actions. I don't want to lose my mind. Lenny, please help me.
I can't. It's too late for me.
No, Lenny. Essentially, we're just talking to Lenny about the symbol and what he endured. It seems like they trapped them down there and did terrible stuff to them.
Did you hear anything else about this?
No.
Just making sure to talk to him about
Is
everything.
there anything else you can tell me about this?
No. I'm sorry.
No, we didn't do anything. We were a patient here, and I think they probably hurt us. But he doesn't really remember, so. Okay, I think that's it.
See you around, Lenny.
Yes, that was... Speak with Lenny. Okay, I did all that. Okay. Yeah, so the tumor thing, the doctor of this place invented, that we stuck in our eyeball and stuff. It's awful. Anyway. Okay. Okay, what are we hiding up here? Ooh, an art room. Oh, I love art. I love art from people who make ends paint the empty land. I love art from people who are like working through things with the art because they're so interesting. I'm sure these are probably like friends and stuff. Lots of snakes. I kept thinking to myself that art could be anything, provided it depicted a sincere human emotion, without any commercial interest. Thus, even a deranged patient was more sincere than most artists these days. So if I was a protagonist, I would gather all these reels and notes, leave, and contact the authorities. Yeah, you would think, right? Yeah, there was some nice art at Brushy Mountain. Brushy Mountain was so interesting. I love museums. Yeah, I don't think we murdered anybody. I think we ran away. Emptied easels, sincere creations of patients thrown all over the floor, lost dreams and hopes. God, these are all so cool looking. That's cool. I could not make out what this was exactly an eye. Yeah, it looks like an eye. Like I got hit. The boarded up windows gave the room a claustrophobic feel. That looks cool. That looks cool. That looks cool. I like that a lot. Sorry, I'm looking at all this art. That means nothing to the story, but it's so interesting to me. Nothing there. I couldn't tell why, but the painting gave me a creepy feeling. Well, I mean, that one's turned that way? Oh, yeah, I can see it now. That's so cool. Okay. Sorry. Okay, there's nothing in here, I guess. Yeah. Workshop was a calm place driven by the queer creativity of patients. Hannibal Institute was well equipped to address the needs of the mind. Ooh! So let's go here first. The damp stains on this wall vaguely looked like the shape of a human. Oh yeah. Gwen Benjamin. Okay. Ava Forsum. Don Luce. Honestly, they be chilling somewhere. Wait, no, hold on. Let me go back. Yeah, I knew there was drawers. Nothing of interest here. It was jammed. Okay. Anything here? Okay. Okay, Matthew. I could see the movement of bugs crawling inside the furniture. No, thank you. I'm gonna assume that's jammed. There was nothing useful inside. Some kind of clay dough, likely used for twisted artistic creations. Okay. Big D. Does it have a name on it? No. Door was stuck. Okay. Okay, well, I guess we're leaving. Apparently. Been having a party in here.
Attention, Julia and all personnel. The high-risk patient has escaped again.
Oh no.
He's very violent, more than usual. I believe he's rushing toward the 3rd floor. Proceed with extreme caution.
Great. There it was, trapped in the topmost floor, alone against the raving madman, with Bruno nowhere close by to aid me. Great. Suddenly, I heard a noise, something close to me. No, I was worried about that strange noise. No luck. This door seemed to be stuck. Oh, I don't want to turn around. He's gonna be right there. Music wasn't going to calm down. Okay, I'm just running. Nope. Okay. No, it seemed to be a dead end. Okay. Open might seem like dangerous dead end inside. Okay. Oh, this way now. No, it seemed to be a dead... Stop saying that! Oh my god. Okay. Can I hide? Like, what am I supposed to be doing? Didn't think I could escape through this window. Okay, whatever. Okay, there's nothing there. Can't go. I Astonishing. He had been able to move this massive pulpit. Okay. Looking at the torn apart hinges, I realized that could have been me. Is there anything else in here? Senseless. Okay, I get it. Okay, I fucking get it. I managed to block this door, but the madman could still leave the empty room using the other door. Sure, it was behind. Okay, whatever. Okay, so I gotta block this other door, apparently. Nothing. Can I move this piano? Realized that could have been me. Me too, dude. Okay. I should block this door, but the madman can still... Yeah, I get it! I get it! I don't need to read this right now. Oh my god. Yeah, the game's just sassing me up and down. Wage and intricate layout of this discuss forward, provide me with the means to hide myself, or perhaps trap the madman somehow. Okay, I have to hide? Okay. To block the door. Okay, like this? The madman had incredible strength. Okay, cool. What could block the door? Okay, I realize that could be me. I get it. Well, I was awfully tired by now. Okay, I get it. Sorry. I'm not reading all of his stuff. I'm just trying to find... to remove these boards. Okay, get it. Oh, I have to take it from this end. The cross was now blocking the way to the other room. Oh my god. Okay, now that I'm... Hold on, I'm gonna save really quick. Sorry, I'm not trying to like, I wasn't trying to like ignore anybody. I was just trying to figure out what they wanted me to do. And I knew it was like take the cross or something because they said he moved it, but like I had to grab it from the other end, I guess. So whatever, anyways. It's fine. For some reason, many of the windows on the topmost floor were boarded up. Probably lack of glass or somebody didn't want to be seen. Somebody didn't want to be seen. No, this door wouldn't open. That's a door? Oh, I guess it is a door. Yeah. Oh. Trevor? Fabio? Wait, I want to read that one thing that I skipped over. Hold on, let's go back this way. This way. Let me read this one thing really quick so I don't forget it. Not the man chasing me, I readied myself to explore the rest of the topmost floor. Okay, let me read this. Madness at the hospital. Patient hurts herself savagely. Diary of a madman. Dear deranged ones. It's never too late. When I go out on the streets, people stop. Okay, I just want to see what the other ones say. Following troubling rumor of patients being mistreated in already alarming hospital conditions, the overcrowded Hanwell Mental Institute, once a beacon of international respectability, has succumbed to the worst episode yet. Readers are advised to proceed with caution as the following paragraphs contain potentially disturbing descriptions. Disgruntled... Well, I can't read that. Hold on. Disgruntled employees and concerned family members of the patients have been warning the media about an atmosphere of neglect and allegations of misconduct in the establishment. So the brutal incident that transpired yesterday— Shut up, dude! Yesterday evening, Shania was come to a surprise. A pregnant patient with severe mental disorders descended into a manic state and performed a sanguinary abortion on herself. Nurses who witnessed the self-mutilation described the scene as a savage bloodbath, also saying the patient was alone in her locked room without access to foreign objects. The nurse discovered the vile act thanks to a pool of blood spreading under the door. When pressed, she refused to reveal any further details of the gory scene inside the room. It is clear this report that the famed Hanwell Mental Institute is spiraling out of control, and authorities should seize control of the building immediately. He just goes on and on. They say women are dramatic. It is way past this gentleman's bedtime. He should be in bed. Yeah, no ding on any of the newspapers. Can I go up here? Oh, no, I guess not. I was just making sure I didn't miss anything. Okay. Okay, well, I'm good. I thought I could climb up there or something. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss a thing. Listen. We go night-night. You know, he just needs to have a moment. Okay, somebody's a little dramatic. A scent of rare incense, or perhaps something old and arcane, almost made me stop in my tracks. Every corner of this hidden room seemed to hint at ancient secrets. What foreboding revelations were waiting inside? Okay, somebody's a little dramatic. Oh, okay. Okay. Hey. That's a symbol, I think. Play moments. Now he needs to shut it. This room screams too much. Exactly. Okay. I feel nearly drunk at the prospect of harnessing all that power. We can't stop until his mysteries have been fully unraveled. I'm ready to exhaust all my resources, sacrifice anything and anyone until our goals are met. This is greater than mankind itself, even greater than me. This is the right symbol, I know it. The next step is to translate the logograms, which won't be an easy task considering the poor state of the stone slabs. So many millennia, epochs of abandonment. Sorry, but how? This finding predates any recorded history of scientific research. There's no written account of the servants anywhere else. I'm not even sure of this proper translation. We are completely on our own. It's imperative that we focus on the task at hand and make no compromises if we're to succeed. We may very well be the first civilized and sane human beings to ever gaze into the innards of this mountain. If what I suspect is true and awaits inside grants the means to ultimate enlightenment, the permeance of our actuality at our disposal. Servants is far from an accurate word, but there's no better way to describe them with the meager information we found. Contrary to other ancient tribes, chief among the so-called Dalmar, who at least had a sense of purpose in keeping a vicious god at bay, the servants sought to commune with a benign, malignant entity. I wouldn't call this a goal per se, but rather a way to exist. Servants sense, as much as their primitive nature permitted, the formidable but alluring power of the entity. Oh, I'm sorry. Every time I have to read a ton, I have to yawn. To achieve this communion, the earliest beings would make use of psychoactive substances, or ethnogens, as they're referred to in recent times, to reach the state of Genesai, the true meaning of existence. Consider the implications of this fact. Sentient beings that existed long before any hint of our recorded history or any form of religion had already embarked on the greatest quest of all. Inithos, the divine within, and the right to be here beneath us. Examples of the entheogens include ayahuasca, peyote, and psilocybin. It seems, as far as I can surmise, that the servants required some sort of mind shield to face the obtruse presence of the entity. This corroborates my other findings, yet I can't synthesize the prehistoric entheogens exploited by the servants. We lack the information. However, if shielding your mind is the key, then perhaps the best word I found to describe the entity is Palith. Granted, there is likely a better term for it, but I'm unable to make sense about every glyph. The servants thought so little of themselves in the close presence of him that they failed to name their race in any way. It's a supreme surrender of will, the epitome of self-hatred and shameful submission under the influence of foreign power. Imagine for a moment the fate reserved for a culture of people that would surrender themselves to the behest of a preternatural being whose concerns were far detached from their own, but luckily, nothing of the sort ever happened. Whatever substances the primitive servants used, they didn't succeed in merging with the otherworldly visitor. The entire course of our history could have been so different had an inferior mind commuted, and so he still waits, forbearing as ever. Is this Cthulhu? Oh my god. I'm sorry, I don't mean to yawn. He is wise. Sorry, hold on, go back. He is wise. An entity in light. I'm just not gonna say his name again because I don't want to keep butchering it. An entity enlightened far beyond our human condition and also infinitely patient. He remains rooted. Sorry. Rooted within the bowels of our earth until the right vessel comes, and he is willing to wait another insurmountable passage of time until that happens, and he finally breaks free to traverse the geometry of the world. Time has no meaning to him. Oh, come on, go back. Can you go back? Oh, come on. Hold on. I didn't mean to click on that. Okay. What? Excuse me, game? Hold on. It's like freaking out. Yes. Okay, surrender, forbearing as ever. Okay, read this one. Okay. Of course, a lower prehistoric species couldn't have tamed this illimitable power, but I have other means. Who is in control? That's the key. We naively think that we are in command of our lives, but the fabric of modern society shapes our fate by means of overwhelming information. Our minds begin to malfunction, and thus we surrender to the unbearable noise sucking away our vitality. A dissonance perceived even on the mirror page of a newspaper. He makes use of the noise, but it's a different kind of disturbance. He delves deep into your mind. Something, an interference, perhaps even a physical change, manifests when you face the horror, and yet there's a distinct possibility that we can tame this power. A nascent theory provides hope. The configuration of our brains is still crude, much as I like to believe my genes are more sophisticated than the Boer's servants, but not enough time has transpired to provide our brain cells the ability to grasp the essence of reality. We're still only able to process the dimensions. However, he operates in a different geometry of existence. Its visual information is too much for our mind to absorb, yet the only way to commune with this entity is to endure his presence. It must be so old, impossible to comprehend with our earthly conception of life. He must have originated from the time at which the very first stars formed. Perhaps he has already existed before it all began. Ambrose was right. The way to success resides in the primordial arrangements. In fact, the distant influence of celestial bodies may have an astounding implication during this encounter. This is too much to grasp, even for a learned man like me. There's a favorable configuration, a greater chance to prevail. The communion takes place at a specific hour as we perceive time in our polyhedric coordinates. Oh my goodness! Are we just out here with the thesaurus making everything happen? Sorry. Anyway, my sister messaged me. Anyway, sorry. The first patterns were deemed too inevitable for our limited sensibilities of monotheistic religions, but our illiterate ancestors couldn't grasp how the primal instinct of lowly species such as the servants operated, seeking meaning in the simple organisms of their era. Arachnids, Caleoparatins, millipedes, grubs, and yet the shapes of these suggested constellations don't directly correlate with the arthropods that inhabited our planet. They are grotesque caricatures of otherwise familiar outlines, as if some vital feature of their true physical forms couldn't be conveyed in the flat surface of these slabs. Regrettably, we don't have enough time to construct an astrolabe, so we'll have to operate with the spare details we have available. I'm in shock. The symbol itself acts like a piece of the chart. When the position is correct, it provides the zenith of the equation. It's inconceivable that the servants themselves figured this out, so the symbol must be on the vestige of some elemental language designed with the baffling purpose that our spatially impaired capabilities can't hope to decipher. The only way is to realize the encounter. Different mercurial shape. I've seen it before. I'm butchering a lot of these words. I am so sorry. Okay. I wondered what bizarre things had taken place inside this room. I'm not gonna look at that first. I'm gonna look over here first. Whew, I'm trying. I feel like I'm pretty good at a lot of words. I have pretty good vocabulary because I read a lot growing up, but like even still there's a difference between reading it and pronouncing it. Strange titles such as Vermis Mysterious gave me the shivers. As much as I love books, I don't dare open those. It was an odd looking structure, perhaps an altar of some sorts, but from where? The people who spent time in this office had some macabre tastes. What's a skelly bro? Books on esoteric topics that I didn't want to peruse. Well, I mean... Oh, I thought that was like a cable. A pile of jars with small stuff inside. Some things were better left alone. You didn't miss anything yet. A small statue shaped like a head. It seemed like a ritualistic thing. Hey, that's a symbol again. What was the purpose of this? What were they trying to accomplish? I finally found the candles, Jerry. Oh, that's a nod to Scratches. So in Scratches, you can call Jerry, who's like your lawyer or something, and Jerry, that's why they talked about it on the phone. And then you don't have any lights in Scratches, like all of the power's out in the house, so he tells you to get candles, and that was a joke for that. I get it. That's so funny. Okay, look at this. No, I wasn't mentally prepared to delve into the sinister tome. Well, that's fair. I fully believe that you guys have had tornado watches. You guys need to be freaking careful. The tools were rusted and useless. Even the chair was weird. I mean, not really. It just kind of looks like Cthulhu. What was the meaning of all those bones? Them bones, them bones, them. I imagined or hoped the bones were from animals. They seemed to be the kind of relics one would find in an archaeological excavation. A dirty and sticky old newspaper. Okay. An empty drawer, thankfully without anything weird in it. Oh my god. Yeah, it might have treasure inside. You're right. That just looks like Cthulhu. I think this is Cthulhu. I think Cthulhu's doing all this. I can't play Scratches. I'd have to find it. I'll see if I can get a copy of it. I wish that we still had the copy at the house. I'm sure it's gone now, though. I'm sure it fell through something. All hail Cthulhu. Record of a box with nothing inside. The buckets were dirty and empty. Uninteresting shelves. Well, this is the first time. Seems section 1 be used as sort of a storage area. Okay, so we're here. We just went through this. So that's towards the female side, and now we're gonna go... Oh, the greenhouse is here. We need the greenhouse. Yeah, no, don't worry too much about it. I can figure it out. But we had scratches. I know we had scratches because I remember the cover for it, but who knows? I'd rather you guys just sell the house, make it somewhere safe so that you can get the new house. So I'm okay with it. Ooh, that's awesome. Okay, so wait. Oh, can't go this way. There was no way I could move all this junk on my own. It was necessary to find another way. Okay. Okay. Kind of spooky up here. We'll go this way first. Thankfully, the outside world was still out there waiting for my return. Ooh, that window's open. Door was shut tight. Ah, rude. Why is the greenhouse all the way up here? I say ask Lenny for help. I know, poor Lenny. Yeah, for sure. I wish, this is a sidebar, but I wish Dad would tell me more about like where he wants to go and stuff, but whatever, it's fine. Dad's just being Dad. But open a window, it's stinky in here. Yeah, I would like to take him to an actual hospital. No amount of water could save these plants. Yeah, these plants are all dead. Home skillet. That didn't deserve my attention. There was nothing worth mentioning. Wow! They used to have maybe burbs in there. Kind of rude, but... Oh, hey! Peculiar flower. There's a flower right there! I worried about the fates of the birds which lived in here. Hopefully, they all have flown away. There are no traces of plants, just dried mud. The soothing sounds of the waves did little to calm my anxiety. It had been long since anyone took care of these plants. Premium lubricant. Nothing, it was empty. Okay. The mental hospital lost amid a forest with a man inside it, lost among his crippling memories. There's poetic irony there. The harsh storm outside was whipping this terrace. Been long since anyone took care of these plants. Oh, hey! Wood planks. They were everywhere on this floor. Imposing mountains encircled the forest surrounding the institute. Okay, well, I guess let's go inside. I know, right? Poor Lenny. He does not deserve all this. He's a good noodle. Oh. With the help of the oil, the valve turned smoothly. The door didn't even have a knob and seemed completely stuck. Okay, well. Some here really like birds. Well, yeah. Let's save. Why is our character still here? Exactly. So the truth was becoming clear. The doctors conducted a series of secret experiments with patients for the purpose of communing with a primordial being that had settled inside this mountain for an impossible period of time. Okay. We're gonna find the catacombs. So we gotta go to the basement. Oilkin. Okay. Possible to determine who had been locked in the shaft. Okay, yes, okay, I got it. Hopefully the madman is still, locked up. He is. Thank goodness. There could still be a Shutter Island scenario going on. We just don't know. Dr. Lenny? Is he still here? Oh no, Lenny's gone! Lenny! Okay, maybe he's safe. Hopefully he's safe. He's a good noodle, and I don't want anything to happen to him. Was it here? No, it was open. It was here. Okay. What a horrible fate this poor man had suffered. What a horrible fate I'm probably about to suffer. As I grabbed the curious artifact, a sense of impending doom assaulted me. No? He fell from up there. Both the hellish glow and the heat from the boiler room upstairs invaded the septic tank. We watched the video where this dude died. That's awful. Anyways. Sewers extended to who knows how long, but it was impossible to proceed anyway. Find the catacombs. No doubt the fantastical discovery of the Institute underground passages would provide the ultimate piece for the puzzle. The cosmic entity, ancient artifact. Purpose of this strange artifact, a key, but for what? Okay. So I probably have to go to where they were tunneling, right? So let me save. Well, it was in the water. So I don't know. I honestly don't know. Timeline's a little screwy up here. An opening in the construction area was boarded up. Apply a bit of the oil to the wheel. Okay. Cart for transporting construction materials was in the center. Okay, hold on. Did I do anything else? No? Okay. Oh, wait. Is that... Can I do something here? No? I'm confused. I'm in confusion. Yeah, I know that. Okay. Cart which had been seen better days was in the corner of the construction area. Oh, probably both sides, Needle. Just drop of oil would be enough. There we go. Push it real good. Dun, 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 dun. Ah! Don't look!
Lenny, what are you doing here?
The time has come.
But how?
This is the place where it all happened. And now you must proceed.
I don't understand. Where have you been all this time?
I've always been here. With you.
What are you saying? Lenny, please. You're my only friend.
No one here can have friends.
What? Lenny, don't make jokes like that. You're scaring me.
Why are you doing this?
Why am I? I need to understand. I want peace.
Then go. The answer lies at the end of this tunnel.
Lenny.
I must go now.
We're not the doctor, are we? Ellis, I'm leaving behind this hasty note in the event you can follow my steps. Situation upstairs is unattendable, which have reached a point of no return with the revolting scene in that female wing. But they couldn't handle it. Ellis, their minds are too feeble, but they served our purpose, and I have enough details now to understand what lies inside that cave. This is the second incursion of authorities into the premises. We won't get away with things so easily this time. My own actions have raised suspicions, putting me under close scrutiny. There will be a thorough investigation. They'll ask more questions, and we can't afford to lose control over our discovery. Never. This is the end of the Institute, so I've made a decision. I'm going in. Wastes too much valuable time assessing the risks when we both know that no civilized human being has ever attempted this. Risk, bah. Between facing the authorities and concluding an encounter postponed by unfathomable eons, the outcome of which is unknown, I chose to feast my eyes on the enrapturing radiance of him. It's ours. We earned it. Remember that. Should the worst-case scenario present itself after this irrational adventure, I leave my last revolutionary finding in these papers. The tumor. It's a mechanism. The tumor acts as a sort of failsafe device. In his endless wisdom, honed through vast passages of time to take our pathetic minds couldn't grasp, understood the risk of taking control of an inferior organism. What lies beyond the cave? Is the vessel being threatened in some way? How can he know if the organism will survive? So that the entity only goes so far in reconfiguration of foreign tissue. He leaves only a part of himself as a test, or as maybe some kind of probe which biology develops as a tumor. This is an abnormal growth which he observed in the patients. Ironically, it was him observing us the entire time. with that, and that, Ellis, is our biggest mistake. Yes, the patients relayed critical visual information to us, but the entity sensed the threat. We may be among the elite of our peers, but in the presence of him, we are arrogant and stupid creatures. I still have to decrypt the significance of the visions, but I believe they represent beacons. This is the part that I couldn't properly translate, and they are somehow part of the failsafe system. What I do know is that he wants us to leave, patiently waiting until an ambitious but strong soul faces him and successfully withstands his powerful gaze. Whoever chosen will not only participate in a cosmic symbiosis of earthly religions, symbiosis our earthly religions could only dream of, but gain an epical power transcending a human condition. I should be able to tolerate his sight if my suspicions are correct, Ellis. Not even our wildest theories could have prepared us for him. I may not be in control of myself after I enter that chamber. Take all necessary precautions to ensure that our discovery remains safe. No one can proceed beyond this point but me. Yeah, this is all bad. But okay. Okay. I'm gonna save another spot just in case. We are in the bad place. Bad things are happening. Bad things are happening all around. Cthulhu. It's gotta be Cthulhu. Well, you can tell me about it later. I'm still going in blind. My theory is Cthulhu. Did it give you a year? Okay. Ooh, it is quiet down here. It's eerily quiet. I don't like it. It's not Picasso. Yeah, that's another altar. Nothing. Nothing. Oh, wait. Oh, nothing. Okay, this. Oh, what's the symbol look like? Do I have to do other things? Oh, crap. What does the symbol look like? Hold on. Okay. Hey! I think it goes like this? Okay. No, wait, it's no data for comes. Cthulhu. 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 Not Cthulhu. Alien baby. "10 hours in the asylum. Lord love a duck." Excuse me? Do we live here? I'm sorry, excuse me? That didn't deserve my attention.
Did you find what you were looking for?
Oh no. Oh no. What? Oh, we are. Okay. Yep, we were. We were the director. We were a bad doctor. This was the bad place. We did bad things. Because she didn't know. We were the original bad doctor, I think. She only knew the new staff, not the old staff. I think. Look at all these Kickstarter backers. Look at that. Such nice people. I guess so. I guess we're just bad. We're just big bad. Maybe there is multiple aliens. I don't know, though. It is highly possible. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I just want to see. I don't want to. We're gonna get through this credits. I don't normally play the credits, but these people worked very hard. And look at all these nice people who contributed. Very, very nice. So we'll let it play, because these are very nice people. I'm just kind of thinking through. I mean, like, I think I understand. It's a very good game. It's definitely some sort of weird stuff in the basement. Very fun. I feel like we didn't get to 15 years to develop. Good job, guys. Well, because, like, these are the same people that made Scratches. And for some reason, after Scratches came out, something happened where they couldn't sell it anymore or something. And, I don't really understand, but I think the people, like, I think the company, like, went away or something. Not 100%. I'd have to look it up. Anything? Post credits? Wow. Okay, wait. Oh, you go back over conversations. I didn't even know that. Whoopsies. Collections. So I'm missing 2 things. I got all of the memories. Oh. Okay, yeah, so I have all that. I missed this and this. Interesting. So I did miss some stuff. Interesting. Let's resume. What does resume do? Oh, it turns off the game. So wait, what am I missing? Okay, so I missed patient reports. I missed curious items. And there's 3 hidden achievements? Okay, hold on. Let me just get back into this really quick. Oh my god, it starts me from the beginning. That's actually really cool. This is how the beginning starts, if you guys remember. So literally I just hit resume, it clicked out of the game, and now that I hit play again.
There I was, after all those
I just want to see this because I think this woman is
place.
the lady patient.
I never thought I'd have the courage to return.
And this,
While I had been toying
if
with
this
the
guy
idea
is
for a while,
Hanwell,
that day,
then that was why he has such a nice car.
Urge to return to Hanwell Mental Institute.
Yep, that's the lady with the baby. Sorry, I want to see this really quick.
Of course, there was a strong reason to come here, but the circumstances that led me back to the Institute were oddly dreamlike, as if I wasn't in control of my own actions.
Okay, wait, so... I don't know if she died. I mean, I guess maybe she died. She ate her baby, though.
Why was I doing this? I needed to know what this place had done to me, the meaning behind those bizarre visions. I'd rather face the direful truth than live in blissful oblivion.
Interesting. Okay, yeah. So that was the lady. Okay. I just kind of wanted to... Interesting. Okay, real quick, I'm gonna give my thoughts on the game, and then we end this recording, and then we're gonna do another game for at least a little bit. So, give me a minute here. So I love the game. Very well done. I had lots of fun. puzzles weren't too super hard. I think some things, it was silly to have to go to certain, like for the blocking the door, I couldn't just click on the cross from where I was. I had to go to the other side and then do it. And I guess their reasoning behind it was that like I couldn't move it from there, which makes sense. Some silly things like that. The environment's gorgeous, the music's gorgeous, voice actors were fun, story was interesting. Thank you, Taryn. The story was interesting. Everything was fun. So yes. But yeah, I super enjoyed this. It's a very good game. Bravo to them. I'm sorry it took 15 years to get it done, but you guys did a great job, and hopefully you get to do more. I would love to play more. Stop, Taryn. I'm gonna blush. Anyways, I hope you guys get to do more games because you guys are wonderful. So yeah, I'm going to end this recording here for YouTube. So if you are watching this on YouTube, don't forget to do what Taryn says and hit the like and subscribe buttons and follow us on Twitch. I go live all the time. And we will see you guys around. Thank you so much. Goodbye.